name is Sophia, but everybody calls me Soph. And today I would like to share with you a fable from my kitchen table. Fables are stories that help us learn something new or to see the world from another person's point of view. The fable I would like to share with you today is called The Lion and the Mouse. Lions are fearsome creatures. They hunt and stalk their prey day and night. They prowl and run and jump with fearsome might. A lion's roar is so loud it can be heard from miles away. Shall we all do a lion's roar together after 3? Shall we? Are you ready? After 3, here we go. 1, 2, 3. What a fearsome roar! But the lion in this story was a little bit timid and a little bit shy. And his name was Aesop. Aesop had a beautiful yellow mane. And he had a long tail that he could swish from side to side. Aesop had little round ears that would twitch when he heard something. And Aesop had enormous paws. But despite all of these things, Aesop was still a little bit shy. Every now and then, never mind the reason why, when I try to use my voice, I feel very shy. I cannot cause a riot, my voice is far too quiet. I can't make noise no matter how I try. It's hard to think of what to say, my shaky legs get in the way, my paws go cold and wobbly, and I turn green as broccoli. I'd love to say I'm strong and brave, but my vocal cords just misbehave, and when I try to roar, my poor old voice feels rather sore. It's hard to be king of the beasts when you're shy with everyone you meet. It's hard to make a sound when your voice just can't be found, and you simply just can't think of any words. I'd love to make a friend, but I simply can't pretend. I'm just too timid to make my feelings heard. It's hard to think of what to say, my shaky legs get in the way, my paws go cold and wobbly, and I feel green as broccoli. I'd love to say I'm strong and brave, but my vocal cords just misbehave, and when I try to roar, my poor old voice feels rather sore. It's hard to be king of the beasts when you're shy with everyone you meet. Poor old Aesop was so shy he never used his roar. But Aesop was a kind lion. He didn't want to hunt another soul. His favourite food wasn't cow or ox or antelope. His favourite food was broccoli. Delicious. But the other lions were tough and strong and brave. They used to make fun of poor old Aesop for being so shy and timid.
Hey Aesop, want some broccoli?
Hey Aesop, real lions eat meat.
This made Aesop feel a little bit sad. All he wanted to do was make a friend. Each day, Aesop would tiptoe along the forest floor, trying to make friends with the other animals. He would say, "Good morning," to the spider monkeys up in the trees, but they always kept their distance. As he sadly walked away, he could hear them up in the trees chattering away, saying,
That lion looks friendly, but I have a hunch if you move any closer, he'll munch you for lunch.
Every evening, Aesop would return home where the other lions would immediately make fun of him for his timid, broccoli-eating ways. One morning, Aesop went out for his usual walk. He said, "Good morning, spider monkeys up in the trees."
That lion looks friendly, but I have a hunch. If you move any closer, he'll munch you for lunch.
But Aesop was so busy gazing up at the spider monkeys in the trees that he didn't notice.
Ouch! Excuse me? Excuse me? You seem to have trodden on me. I'm stuck. Can't you hear me, you big silly lion?
Aesop had accidentally trodden on a tiny mouse called Minta. Her slender tail had got caught between the claws of Aesop's enormous paw. Most mice are very timid creatures, but not Minta. She was the bravest of all the wood mice. But unfortunately for Minta, even though she was very brave with a very big voice, she was so small that Aesop couldn't hear her squeaks.
Squeak, squeak, squeak! Squeak, squeak, squeak!
She shouted all the way. But Aesop didn't hear her. He made his way home all the while with the very tiny, very brave, very cross Minta stuck to his paw. When Aesop made it home, the other lions noticed the tiny mouse.
Hey, Aesop, what have you got there? A tasty snack for me.
Yeah, Aesop, mice crispies are my favourite.
Hey, Aesop, I'll trade you for this broccoli.
Excuse me, I'm not a mouse crispy, nor a tasty snack. My name is Minta, and I'd like to go back. You've dragged me all this way by my tail, you silly old lion.
Aesop's ears started to twitch.
Oh, goodness me, I didn't see you there. I'm so sorry. My name's Aesop. Nice to meet you.
Well, Aesop, you better let me go this minute, or else.
The other lions weren't happy about this.
Aesop, if you let her go, I will never speak to you again. She's food. I want to eat that mouse for my dinner. She'll make a delicious starter.
Then Aesop, who was normally so timid and so shy, suddenly felt inspired by the bravery of this tiny little mouse. He summoned up all of his courage and said,
She's not dinner. Her name is Minta. And if you come any closer, I'll...
And then Aesop, who was normally so timid and shy, took a deep breath in and... He did the biggest, loudest, scariest roar any of the lions had ever heard. Aesop turned to Minta.
You are free to go. I don't want to eat you.
And then Aesop settled down to his usual dinner of boiled broccoli.
Delicious.
The other lions refused to speak to Aesop after that, but he didn't care. He went to sleep that night thinking,
Oh, I finally made a friend. Oh.
The next morning, Aesop woke up, had a big stretch, and went out on his usual walk along the forest floor. He was eager to find his new friend, Minta. He said,
Good morning.
to the spider monkeys up in the trees. He tried asking them if they'd seen a tiny mouse, but they were too afraid to answer. Aesop could hear them chattering in the trees.
That lion looks happy, but I think perhaps the path that he's taking leads straight to a trap.
Aesop was so busy gazing up at the spider monkeys in the trees that he didn't notice. Snap! The branches and twigs beneath his paws collapsed, and Aesop fell down, down, down into a hole. He felt a rope tighten around his paw. Help! I've walked into a snare. I've fallen in a trap. I've landed in a hole and I can't get back. Aesop tried to wriggle free, but the more he moved, the tighter the rope became around his paw.
You've landed in a trap on the forest floor. There's only one way out. You'll have to use your roar.
Aesop summoned up all of his bravery and courage to call for help. But I will need your help to make Aesop roar. We need to be really loud so that Minta the mouse can hear him and come to help. So, shall we all roar together in our biggest, loudest voices? Shall we? After 3. Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Well done, everyone.
That sounds like Aesop the Lion. He might be in trouble. I must go and help.
Minta raced across the forest floor until she found poor Aesop trapped. Minta was so tiny she was able to crawl down the sides of the hole and reach poor Aesop in no time at all.
You helped me escape from those loud-mouthed mouse-eating lions. Now it's my turn to help you, my friend. Now, hold still whilst I nibble through this pesky rope.
Minta the mouse used her tiny teeth to gently nibble through the rope until Aesop was finally free. Then she climbed up onto Aesop's mane and he leapt out of the hole. And from that day on, Aesop the lion and Minta the mouse became the best of friends. They went everywhere together in search of their favourite food. Broccoli. Delicious. The end.